football, culture, movement.
Boom, boom! Welcome back, people, to the FCM Podcast, the Football Culture Movement. Back here with myself, Fuad. Got my boys with me today, Culture Cams and Lyes, in celebratory mood today. How we feeling, boys? You good? Alright, listen. We're going to talk about it. We'll get into that very, very shortly. Listen, they're conserving their energies. I'm sure there's a lot of United fans here as well. FA Cup final review, we got that to get into today. We got awards night as well, end of the season. Thought why not get into, divvying out a few awards. So make sure you guys are getting involved in that as well. And then before we get into the episode as well, you man know Father's Day is around the corner?
Yeah.
Had no idea, mate.
Yeah? Well, listen, you at home as well, in case you didn't know, we're here to remind you. Father's Day is around the corner. And if you haven't thought about that beloved man in your life yet, now's the time to think about it, because this episode today is brought to you by Manscaped. Hey, listen, lads, can we have a round of applause for the sponsors of the episode today, please? Please. And listen, we've been with Manscaped before as well, so welcome back, do you know what I mean? But leaders in below the waist grooming, and obviously we know certain man, winter is over. That period where, we let things grow and you let things wild. Summer's back in now. You know what that means. It's time to self-care. Time to look after ourselves. And our friends at Manscaped have given us the total package right here, my brothers. Yeah? So go and click the link in the description. You can get 20% off free shipping using the code FCM. Is that it?
You done yet?
I'm done.
I think I might need to use that myself, or I can't lie.
I can't even lie as well. Do you know how much?
But you got to tell them what they got in there,
sometimes
mate.
as well. Sometimes we sit here and we talk about products and we talk about things. I live by this, by the way. You know that. Let me.
No. Relax, man. Oh my days, bro.
I thought it was about
Yeah, bro. Pause on that, man.
Get us off the
Listen,
airwaves.
hey, I live by this shit.
Pause
Listen,
on that.
I ain't out here just promoting this to you lot. Listen, we use the beard trimmer. We use the bad boy design. We use the Shear 3.0. We got all the gears up in here. And trust me, the boxes are included as well, the 2.0. So make sure you go and grab yourself a pair. 20% off. Use the link in the description, using code FCM. You can go and get yourself as well looked after. Just like me. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can feel as good as I feel on a hot summer's day. Some man out here feeling
musty.
Yeah, I don't want to say it, but hey. But make sure you guys go click the link in the description. 20% off. Use the code FCM. Trust me, if there's a few things I stand by, this is one of them. So make sure you guys go get involved. But anyway, let's get into the episode.
You were about to get us off the airwaves just now there when you stood up. I was like, hey, sit down.
I was locked up before the show even started.
Yeah.
But listen, without further ado, let's get into the show. And as we customary do, season's over now. There's no really 3 points to collect. So ladies and gentlemen, people around the world, if you've lifted a trophy in the past 24 hours, please clap for yourself for the trophy collectors. Yeah?
Anything is possible.
Hey, listen. Hey. We got the trophy sitting here today as well. Hey, listen. Look at these guys. Hey, don't destroy it. Don't break it. Hey, come on, sit back down, man. Sit back down. I need to pick your brains on this, man. People, make sure you're smashing the likes button as well as you're coming in. If some of you are just arriving now, make sure you're getting involved in the comments as well. We will try and read them out. Send in your super chats as well. We will also try and read those out. But boys, where else to begin but Wembley yesterday? And it feels like a minute since. Oh no, it was only last year when you lot brought a trophy. I was gonna say,
come on, man.
Since we've seen a trophy on the FCM.
Bring trophies. We leave you with something.
I can't lie. Last night I was sat in my bed 2 a.m. Bro, I was stressed.
Yeah.
I said, how is it every club,
I saw that.
even when they're going through their worst periods, they seem to walk away with something.
Bro.
United in the past year, FA Cup this year, Carabao last year. Chelsea in their worst year with Timo Werner up front, Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Arsenal banter period. Oh, we'll go and get an FA Cup with a rookie manager. Like everyone's leaving with something. Bro, I was demoralized.
Yeah, you hold that.
So listen.
Yeah.
Today ain't about me.
Let that feel that.
Today ain't about me.
Bro, we had Tottenham fans upset. We had Newcastle fans upset. We had Chelsea fans, City fans, Arsenal, Liverpool.
Hey.
What the fuck is this? A 20v1? What the fuck is this?
No.
Is this a 20v1? Huh?
No.
We're just trying to get by.
Listen.
What is this? Bro, what is this? We just want to win our trophies and go by, bro.
What the fuck is this a 20v?
Bro.
Nah, you're trying it. But I will give you lot your dues because that was a result. I don't think even the most diehard Man United fan, if you ask them, they would have said, maybe we'll go penalties.
Facts.
Maybe, we can drag it to extra time and make it a game. But the way you lot performed to a man, I want to talk about the gaffer. I want to talk about everything. I don't even know where to start with this because you could talk about the lineups, you could talk about the mood coming in, but talk to me. FA Cup final day, you wake up in the morning. What's the vibe like? Are you, man, feeling confident yesterday before that game begins?
What was I telling you all for the last month?
To be fair, he's been saying we're doing something at Wembley. The whole time he's been saying. In fact, though, I can't lie, you got lucky because against Coventry, we were there 3-0 up, and he was saying, I told you this is going to be easy. We went 3-3, so. But
risky.
To be honest, okay, so he's been confident, right? I have to give him credit, whether it's delusion or I have no idea what, blind faith, or he would send a message in his dreams or something like that. I wasn't like that. I actually went to this game like stress-free, to be honest with you. It's like one of the first times I can remember United going to a big game, and I wasn't nervous whatsoever. Because I didn't really have any expectation. It was a weird feeling. Like normally, I'm oh shit. Like every time United gets the ball, I'm nervous. But there was a weird expectation to kind of go into a game of this magnitude, not really expecting anything, hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. And honestly, bro, like the way that game played out is just like I still can't believe it. Like 2 hours, 3 hours after the game, I was still thinking to myself, did we really just do that? Did we really just wait till the last game of our season against our arch rivals to put in our performance of the season? For every single player to put in their best performance of the season. For our manager to coach his best game of the season. Like, where has this been all year, bro? Where has this been all year?
Bro,
I'm still shocked. Still shocked.
Listen, one thing that regardless, you know what I mean? Regardless, Pep said it before. Regardless, we've seen it all. We've won the lot, bro. We're Man United. And we're never gonna stop.
Bars.
Ole, ole.
Whoever came up with that chant, yo, you fed the streets for eons.
Bro, listen, at the end of the day, yeah, when you go into a final, it's a one-off game. Anything can happen, bro. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? And we've beat City in ways like this before. We beat City last season. Yeah. They beat us both times this season. But we beat City like this before. We beat them under Ole. You soak up the pressure. And you hit them on the break. And that is what we did for both goals. Both goals. The first one, there was a little mistake from Vardio. I'm going to address that because there's a fake Vardio running around the streets. He thinks I forgot about him.
Hey,
he's got a big FG. He saw the graphic,
he thinks he's on the damn team, don't he?
He thinks he is the team.
But listen, there's so much that can go into a cup final. And obviously, with the way the season's going, people are thinking that it's not going to happen, which is fine. I understand that. But, bro, in a final, you've always got to believe, bro. You've got to believe, and that's what we did. And that's how every single player performed. And we'll talk about the individuals. We'll talk about the team. But every single person on that pitch fought for the fucking badge, bro. And that's the only thing Man United fans want at the end of the day. You know what I mean? The quality. We can talk about the quality, whatever. But you want to see people fucking trying, bro. And that's what these guys did yesterday. Do you know what I mean? And the game plan from Ten Hag was on point. And I tweeted during the game, like, if he had maybe reverted to this type from November, because remember, I was saying in September the season's done. From November, if he had reverted to this type where it's like what we played last season. Last season, we were playing a lower block, playing on the break, and it was successful. But this season, he still went with that kind of like midfield, absent midfield, blah, 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 that we're going for, and it threw our season away. But we could have salvaged something out of this season. Yeah. Could have salvaged something. Fifth, fourth, you could have salvaged something, but it didn't happen. But anyway, it's all about the positives today.
Yeah.
It's all about the positives. And listen, we are absolutely buzzing because there's a lot of people as well. They're burning. They're burning. They're putting out stupid tweets. They're explaining. If you've got to explain your season, it wasn't a successful one, bro. Let me tell you that. Because you got chat to City, they won a Premier League. They don't need to explain nothing. If you've got to explain your season, if you're sitting at home right now, writing in your group chats why you've had a better season than Sepp Man, your season's not successful, bro. It's the facts of the matter. It's the facts of the matter.
Hold on.
What's understood doesn't need to be explained.
Are you trying to say that silverware is the currency of football? Is that what I'm hearing right now, bro? They left. They left, bro. They ran up that whole comp every single day this year, and I watched patiently. I sat silent. I held my licks.
Yeah.
We're back here in the same place a year later.
Talk to me.
Trophies.
Yeah. Talk to me about the two goal scorers as well. Two teenagers now who scored in, I think that's the third and fourth teenager to score in an FA Cup final. Obviously, Kompany Maino got man of the match as well. But talk to me about those two in particular because I feel like they're almost like a signal of Ten Hag, if you like. Ten Hag is the one that's kind of brought them through. And that game kind of epitomized, I feel like, them taking over the team, if you like.
I forget about being a symbol for Ten Hag. This is a symbol for Man United.
Yeah.
This is how the last FA Cup we won. It was the same exact manner. Rashford in his first season delivering. Lingard, Fosu Mensah was playing for us those days. Like
what they call it?
Huh?
Youth,
courage,
success.
That's bro. It's the slogan. It's in the history of this football club. Is giving youth a chance. And this season, like you said, it's been done since November, probably earlier, to be honest with you. And all of us were calling, give these kids a chance, man. We're tired of seeing Casemiro lumber around for 90 minutes. He clearly ain't got it anymore. We're tired of seeing this guy or that. Give the kids a chance, man. Garnacho. I'll start on Garnacho, right? I've seen so much about Garnacho this season about, he's exposed his level this year. He'll never be good enough to be starting quality for United. He's holding more licks by United fans than senior players on this team. And me, I'm not a massive fan of Garnacho. I recognize his limitations, his strengths. But one thing you can never question about this guy is his heart, bro. This guy will leave it all out on the pitch. And people are forgetting he's still a teenager, man. What he's had to do this season is grow up in front of our eyes. But let's not forget the key fact that he's still a teenager and he's still playing major minutes in a style, too. It's not like he's played, over 30 games, over 30 starts in a row. But those starts aren't like, him just jogging around or whatever. The intensity levels that he plays with, that's not easy for a teenager. So that's him out the way.
Yeah.
Kompany Maino, man.
I know you're going to in a season where everybody was injured, he played like 30, 40
that's
games
what I'm
in
saying,
a row.
bro. So everyone had more smoke for Garnacho than any other player on the team. Let's not forget who he is,
if
bro.
You're old enough, you can hold smoke in it.
Hey, shout out
honestly,
that's the best thumbnail in the history of thumbnails, bro. That's the best one ever.
But yeah, so that's just on him. I know you're gonna speak about Maino, but just my opinions on Maino. Like, this kid is so good, bro. And honestly, like, I've talked about him all season, so I'm not even gonna go too much into him. But if Southgate and Haaland were watching that game yesterday, if anyone has any doubts about whether this kid is good enough, honestly, or ready enough to play major minutes for England at an international tournament, I'm not saying force him into the starting lineup. It might be too. He's ready, bro.
But
This kid can cope in any scenario possible, bro.
It's rare that you've seen teenagers. Like, listen, with teenagers, you usually see like teenage sensation attackers, wingers, strikers, whatever.
Yeah,
I've said it before. Like, it's not only the fact that he's a top talent of a centre mid, because there's Zaire Emery's, there's other players in world football that are top talents, but it's his composure that he plays with. It's something that I've rarely seen of a teenage centre midfielder. Like, his composure, you see it with Fabregas. I've seen it with Thiago. You've seen it with Frankie de Jong, Pedri. Jude is more of kind of like a gets it about, box to box and stuff. But I'm talking about just the composure in the first phase, the calmness, the swagger that he's playing with, bro. It's rare that you see a teenager play like that, and to go and do it in an FA Cup final against Manchester City after already scoring against Liverpool. Bro, it's a dream debut season for the guy to now be going off to England. People want to run all this type of stuff like because he plays for Man United I think this is I hope this is a player that plays for Man United that everyone can just accept. flipping out, we're seeing something
What a
special.
player. Yeah.
Because he is a top guy. Listen,
The
he is
word
a
for
top
him, the word
talent.
for him is unflappable, honestly. Like, and it's similar to Garnacho in different ways in terms of their poise, but neither of them are afraid of the moment, and that's all you can ask for academy players. Go out there and just play. It's almost like they're playing for fun, like playing for Man United at this age. They don't really have the expectation that senior players play with, so just play within yourselves. And
is
they
it,
did
is
that.
it is it again that recurring theme of when United need it over the past maybe I would say 6, 7, 8 years? It's always felt like whenever it's backs against the walls for United, it's always the youngsters that dig them out. Even the FA Cup semi-final, getting 2 here, it was Diallo who dug you out. It's like time and time again. It's over the years. It's Carrington. That's essentially Belgium. And you think of it. We've got the infamous Rodri streak that was going up until
What did I tell you what we do?
All of a sudden,
What did I tell you what Man United do?
Like Carrington.
What did I tell you Man United
This is
do?
what I was coming to. Is you've always said over the past.
What do
couple
we
of months,
do with Fuad? Tell him.
Arsenal's invincibles.
Yeah,
Who
tell
ended it? Liverpool semi-final.
Tell
Who
him.
licked them? Now it's the treble winners coming with a back-to-back double to Wembley.
What do we
versus
do?
Ten Hag's, Carrington's kids.
It's nuts, man.
And again, it's them who's turned up. It's like
We are the
there's something in the water,
legend
bro.
killers, bro. We break every teams come to us with records. Stop it, bro. We're gonna break it. There was a little crack in that last season with the treble. Fair enough. City got theirs. Rodri trying to come and make history, bro. Trying to come about 74. But he trying to get to 100. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro.
For Kobe to be the one as well. At that age,
Get out
it's
of
like,
here,
yo,
bro.
crazy.
It's silly record, man.
One other factor in that United team I want to touch on, and we'll touch on City shortly, but I want to go for United. The centre-back pairing. Varane, obviously, that seemed like it was his last game, and what a way to go out. But then Lisandro coming back in as well. Did that game almost make you think, fuck, what if we had these two fit for the whole season?
yeah, no doubt.
Was there moments in that game where you thought that?
Of course, right? Like, I do think at times United's injury crisis and like relating to how bad their season has been, like there's bigger problems than just injuries. But no doubt about it, individual quality can often be the difference in like a result or two. Varane and Lisandro, they were our center back partnership all of last season, and they were impenetrable. And the two of them just complement each other so well. They are impenetrable. Okay, sorry.
They were tough to break down.
Yeah, impenetrable.
Hold on. You look at our defensive record last year. Okay, I'm dragging it a little. Hey, my fault.
Come on, man. He's in FA Cup mood, man. Let him enjoy a little.
I'm still on the
I don't want my boys to get clipped up on a man thing. You get me?
Hold on.
You remember the Carabao what happened? Ten Hag changed your life.
Hold on.
There we go. Breathe.
They were really good last season.
You brought it back.
Yeah, I just think too that the balance that they bring, the relation, like center back partnerships, it's all about the yin and yang, how they complement the other. And when you look at the amount of center back partnerships United has had this year, whether it's been Maguire and Evans and Varane, Lindelof and Maguire, Shaw playing it's Casemiro playing at center back. It's been hard to kind of find that solidified center back partnership, and the way they handled Haaland, right? I know he has his question marks about Lisandro, but one thing he'll always say about Lisandro is box defending, he's top. The way they handled Haaland inside that box yesterday.
That's the thing. When you have the Varane, listen, Varane and Lisandro, when we're playing this like kind of like lower block and we're just seeing game out and the midfielder doing their job, them two are top centre halves. You know what I mean? The question marks come about when Man United want to be a dominant side, front foot, playing at the halfway line. Then you have your question marks. But with what they were doing yesterday, that's their bread and butter. You send in crosses, they'll header it out. Their inbox defending, they rarely give away penalties. They're just pretty certy in their box, you know what I mean? Or in the front, in the first third, let's say, or our defensive third. So those moments you don't doubt. You don't know how they would have been used this season because we kind of played in a different way. Obviously, we didn't get to see them together. We played in different ways, so we don't know how it would even happen. But listen, those 20 games that Varane give us, we're always going to be grateful. He's going to leave Man United, not a legend or anything like that, but he's a fan favorite. He's a fan favorite. He came.
Hold on, by the way, forget about being a fan favorite. This is like a club, like bro. He loves Man United. I'm convinced Varane is a boyhood Man United fan. I see the clips. I see the way he reacts to I'm convinced
he loves it.
He supported United as a kid.
I think you could tell even from when he signed, he felt like he was arriving at this kind of club of a magnitude. Even Casemiro, to an extent, you felt like they were almost proud to be United players, if you like. And listen, 2 seasons, two trophies there. But one other player I want to touch on well is the captain, Bruno.
Thank you. I was going to say,
I really want to speak on his performance because I feel like that was almost like the captain's performance you were kind of waiting for.
Yeah.
And to come in a big game, a final as well, the assist as well, no look.
Listen, bro.
It was ridiculous. But talk to me about Bruno, because you guys have had your dealings with Bruno, whether good or bad, and you've stood on both sides of the plane, if you like. But that type of performance, you almost have to like take your hat off, bro.
I always listen. Before the game, he did the Players Tribune. I was a little bit like, not really feeling that. You know what I mean? Before a cup final. You know what I mean? The Dear United thing. But listen, there's no better sign. Well, one thing that real men do is keep their word, bro.
Yeah.
They keep their word. And he went out there. You know, I'm not Bruno's biggest fan. But one thing I'm not is irrational. I'm not irrational. He went out there and left it on the line. And bro, you see that pass to Kobe? It sent me. I was like, I thought he was gonna shoot.
It sent the cameraman too.
I was like, well, what's good? I thought my stream was bugging. You know what I mean? Like
the cameraman.
Listen, bro, the performance he put out there after saying, you know, let's go out there, explaining his life, whatever. That is serious stuff, and I respect that, bro. That's the thing. I respect that, because also me as well, saying big games, we need something. FA Cup final against Manchester City, backs against the wall. We know that we're the underdogs going into this game. He performed at a high level, and in the last month he's been good. But you know, you're thinking, oh yeah, okay, he's been good against Brighton, he's been good against this. This is where we want to see it, bro. Yeah. Look how much we're loving it.
You could argue
because this is the level. These are the occasions. High leverage moments, high leverage games. These are the moments you want your captain to step up.
Yeah.
Bruno as well, but especially as the captain of the club, this is where you want it. So when he lifted that trophy the other day,
you earned that.
I was like, bro, you deserve to lift that, bro. Yeah. I'm happy he wasn't holding it with a next match. No, you deserved to hold that trophy yesterday. And listen, if he can continue performing like that, then I'll be like, brilliant. We've got a player here, but we just want that all season. The guy, I was so impressed with him yesterday.
For me, that was maybe the best big game performance I've seen from Bruno since he's been at the club. And it's not to say he's not had any of them, but this one was that of, like, you know what we talk about Bruno as like one of the best number 10s in the world, but I don't know. For me, I always think like, okay, I see the numbers, I see this, but is he really on the level of the De Bruyne's? And I'm not saying this game changes everything, but this performance was that of one of the best number 10s on the planet.
We'll
talk about De Bruyne in a bit.
I saw him start to get excited.
He ran off.
We're coming there.
We'll talk about it. But yeah, Bruno was the best attacking midfielder on the pitch yesterday. He played an incredible game. But just to kind of round it off on United, because I'm sure we're going to talk about City next, but like, I also thought, so here's the thing. I believed every player yesterday left it all out there. I believe every player should be proud of their performance. I was seeing some unreal performances from Dalot. McTominay, in my opinion, played great. I'm not a big fan of him. Amrabat, if that's the last time we ever see him, I thought Amrabat was brilliant. I thought everyone played a really good game. But that's for me where you start to look at the manager. Just like when the team's not playing well, we look at the manager. When the team's playing great, we look at the manager. I believe Erik ten Hag yesterday set the team up perfectly. I think his in-game management was perfect. I think the defensive structure he gave was perfect. I think he coached an incredible game. And when you set your team up like that, you give your players the best chance to succeed. I believe the reason we're talking about all these players and highlighting them so highly is because of the platform that Erik ten Hag in his system yesterday, gave them to play. Bruno, taking him away from those deeper positions, taking him away from like the brunt of the physicality. That position that he had the pass to Kobe Maino, I think you also have to give credit. Ten Hag is allowing him to kind of find those positions and play your game to the best of its abilities. Stop playing Bruno as a number 6 or basically as a deep-lying midfielder. That's how you get the best out of your players. So Ten Hag, I think he deserves so much credit. And if it's the last time we see him, so be it. But if that's how you're going out,
there was a curse that was broken yesterday. Obviously, as I said, the Rodri thing happened, whatever. But there was a curse that was broken yesterday.
Yeah, Pep's curse.
Nah, mate, fuck Pep's curse. Mason Mount wins at Wembley.
Hey!
Mason Mount wins at Wembley.
5 or 6 finals?
5 or 6 or whatever. And listen, there was a little report that came out that he said that he thinks Man United are a better place to win trophies. Chelsea fans laughed. What do you mean? You lot are still losing at Wembley to this day. Mason Mount or not. So don't try to say it's his curse. You lot are cursed. Not Mason Mount. Now he's here. He's winning trophies. Hey. Lifting that FA Cup. Enzo Fernandez. Shouting in his face. Shouting in his face in that game. Because of a little... just to get packed to the Europa League. To the Conference League, sorry. Get packed in the Conference League.
Nah.
Bro, listen. Mason Mount. Matisse, who that last week? He tried to pull up in my studio.
Matisse, if you're watching this right now, I hope you're getting on that tube to studio right here, because we're pulling up to your house.
I promise you, I will pull up in his street.
Pulling up to his house.
He who laughs last.
Yeah.
Last. Yeah.
I will pull up to his stream about you come to my studio into my podcast.
Production got involved as well.
Production, everyone got involved. Fuck production, that's what I'm saying. All these guys trying to be against. No. Fuck production. You know what I mean? All of these man trying that shit, try to pull up on me. He tries on-site me. After all that, and now he doesn't want to show face. Get to the Conference League, bro. We were discussing all year, boom. And he went, where's Maze? Maze trying to run to Egypt, bro. What you doing? Maze watching the African Champions League, bro. What are you doing, bro? You didn't get paid for that. Man said he's just jumping off to the African Champions League, bro. All these Chelsea fans, they were at me. What did you say about better place? You are going to a Conference League. I saw some page say the road to Vorst floor starts today. I ain't never heard of Vorst floor. I ain't never heard of Vorst floor, bro.
They're going to Narnia, bro. That's what they got.
Chelsea fans.
You said Armenia, Tajikistan.
I don't even know what the Conference League anthem is. What do they do? I know Europa's whoa. What's the hell is Conference League?
They couldn't bother to make his own one. They just copied
They
need to make their own one. I'm telling you, these Chelsea fans that are at me are in serious trouble. But Matisse, I promise you, I will find you this summer, bro. I will find you, bro. Because I will find him, bro.
Hold on, you know,
I will find him.
Hold on a second, because
Does he share his
someone
location
actually sent me a clip of Matisse on stream yesterday. I wish I sent this to production beforehand. But this was him on stream.
Let me see.
Oh my days, culture comes on. I'm in trouble.
Yes!
He's in the chat.
Yes!
Yeah!
Yes!
Yeah, is he in the chat?
Yes!
They're saying he's in the chat. Aye,
Yes!
Matisse, don't go anywhere. We are
you see
coming,
that?
brother.
The first thing he thinks about is me. 'Cause I'm coming for you, bro.
Go stop Cam.
I'm telling you, I am coming for this guy. Mate, I am pulling up in his stream soon. You're just gonna see me in the background. You're just gonna see me. It's gonna be like a horror movie, bro. You know what I mean?
Man's just gonna hear bells.
I see dead people. He's gonna wash his face and I'm just there,
looking up in the mirror. He just sees him in the background.
I see dead people. I'm telling you, Listen, there's so much things now, but there's so much things that have come out of this game, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just seeing so much copium.
Just quickly,
I'm just seeing it all over the internet. Why?
There's a game like this year where you end the season winning the final, winning the cup, beating Man City on top of that. Does it almost the 8th place finish? You're just kind of like,
Hey.
No, we don't want an 8th place finish.
Hold on.
I'm not saying. Let me let. I'm not saying it's okay.
No,
but it just softens the blow a little bit.
But success always softens. The blow. Success always softens the blow.
Lyes don't sit right with him.
Success always.
I just went through a 12 round knockout. I got the shit beat out of me, but they passed me a Gatorade at the end.
There you go. But you're hydrated.
And listen, a success always softens the blow to an extent. It's not a good enough season as a league campaign. Absolutely, the majority of the season was poor. A cup is only 6 games or whatever it is, right? But at the end of the day, you want to win trophies. You can sit there and celebrate not winning trophies as much as you can, because you're thinking about the future. You're thinking about the upward trajectory of the club. You can think about all that type of stuff. But what matters is winning trophies, because you know what happens in football? Football moves very quickly, bro. Trajectories have been halted instantly. Anything can happen. An injury, 2 injuries, all of a sudden you have to wait a season again because it's to key players. Whatever, anything can happen. You got to live in the present sometimes. And in the present, you want to be lifting these. You want to be lifting Premier Leagues. You want to be winning trophies. That is the reality. Bro, you've been there with Poch. You've been there with Poch where the trajectory was looking nice in 16, 17. 17, 18, it was all nice.
If something doesn't follow up with it, you almost feel like there's a missed moment. There's a missed period. You look back on it as like, we played all that good football. We had all those good players. Because the amount of times I see Spurs fans spamming, that 16, 17 team, how did we not win anything with Walker and Rose? And I'm like, but it's because we took the cups lightly and we
Yeah.
just kept focusing
Facts.
on, hey, league, you know, we're moving steps forward.
Yeah.
And before you know it, 2 or 3 players leave, the legs have completely come out, the squad has gone stale, we haven't had reinvestment, and you're looking back like, what have we achieved? And as I said, that's why I almost at the start of the show, bro, I was saying last night, bro, it upset me. Because it's like, clubs are going through their worst periods and still able to nick something, leave it something just hit you.
Hold on
What
a
just hit
minute.
you?
Hold on a minute.
What just hit you?
Harry Kane had an option of 2 clubs this year.
Oh!
Break his trophy curse. And he looked at Bayern Munich and said, "That's easy trophies. That's easy work. I can go stat pad 1, 2, 3 maybe." Don't tell me Rasmus Højlund ended the season with more trophies in his career than Harry Kane. Oh,
Hey,
Oh
it's
my
Ten
God.
Hag. Listen. Let's not blame this on Harry Kane.
It's uncomfortable.
He wanted to come.
It's
Ten
uncomfortable.
Hag wanted him.
You should have come.
He said it in Gary's
You should have come in your prime. You should have come. You should have left Spurs in your prime and come here, bro. You know what I'm trying to say?
Say it ain't so.
He should have left in his prime. I remember, you know what's so funny, because Atalanta won the Europa League and everyone's like, oh, what? They sold Rasmus.
Yeah.
Rasmus said, yo, listen, let me get my own, you know what I mean? Let me get my lick back. You know what I'm saying? Listen, all I'm saying is, why are people so upset that we won the FA Cup? Why are you upset, bro? Why is it upsetting rival fans so much? What were they telling us all year? You would rather your rivals win over Arsenal, blah, blah, blah. Well, we've got a direct game against our rivals. We did our job. We can't do nothing else.
You saying?
Beat Aston Villa, please.
You ain't got the pot in hand, begging your neighbours, please,
Bro.
help us get 3 points.
What, do you know what we did? Liverpool come along, we beat them.
Whoosh, whoosh.
Coventry, we beat them.
Whoosh, whoosh.
City come, we beat them. We handled our business. We handled our business.
Straight whooshing.
You know what I'm saying? We're not out here. Do you know what we do? We go and we beat City in the big game, in the high leverage moment. In that big high leverage moment, we had Mr. James AFTV saying, "Is the game done?" Yes! Well done, Arsenal! Well done, Arsenal! Come on, brilliant effort. We say it for trophies. That's the difference. We say it for trophies. So listen, I don't care what nobody says. They're going to try and shit on the parade, blah, 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 blah. End of the day, FA Cup is it's a major trophy, right? It's a major honour. Is it?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Major honour.
Oh, it is. It is.
What's this guy talking about?
Hold on.
What's this guy? Hold on.
I don't know. I didn't know. I'm asking.
Yes, FA Cup is a major honour.
When you talk about the trouble,
I thought major was the league and Champions League.
Look at this guy. He doesn't know about
I'm just
he doesn't
asking
know about
questions.
trophies.
I don't. Hey. Look. I'm the
don't relate.
typical non-trophy winner. Please explain this to me.
Oh man, you a casual.
Look.
Oh, man, you
I
a casual.
thought the majors were league and Champions League.
No.
No, FA Cup
It's
is
your
a major
domestic,
trophy.
it's your
And you know what?
priority.
Arsenal fans told us all last year, Carabao Cup, it don't count. If they won the FA Cup, then yeah, I'd hear it.
Yeah.
FA Cup is a major honor, bro, for sure. It's a major
FA
trophy.
Cup,
When we talk about the
success.
treble, hold on, it's the treble because it's the 3 major honors that you can win: domestic cup, domestic league, European league. Facts.
Success.
All of a sudden, we're gonna move the goalpost.
Now all of a sudden it's just Premier League and
Fuck.
Champions League. Yeah, you see what happened? Bro, this guy should be claiming it.
I was just asking questions. I was just asking the
You
questions.
guys should be claiming it, bro. Gaza delivered you an FA Cup, bro.
What was that? 91.
Yeah, whatever it was.
You forget, man.
Yeah,
He
you
was
there?
there.
Were you there?
He was there.
I wasn't alive. I wasn't alive.
Bro, you're 80s baby, but you weren't alive, bro.
Don't do
Bro,
me like
you're
that.
80s baby.
Hey,
You're 80s baby, bro.
Is this what winning does to you? Like, yeah? I can't wait to see that film. I can't wait. But listen,
Hey.
let's enough United talk.
There'll
I feel
never
like-
be enough United talk. If I think of something else,
You see?
I'm bringing it
This
straight
is what
back.
happens. They win the
I'm
trophy,
bringing it straight back.
And all of a sudden they can't stop talking about United.
bringing it straight- oh, yeah,
After mid-season and it's move on, man.
Bro,
Next
let me
topic.
talk about the
wanna talk about
Rashford.
City now?
Let me talk about Rashford's
Rashford,
situation.
go for
Rashford.
it.
Everybody, I don't honestly, I don't get people online. You know, I feel like sometimes there's something that when people say you're too online. Rashford, yeah, has had a disastrous season on a personal level. Yeah, he's a boyhood Man United fan from Carrington. Man United win the FA Cup against their second biggest rivals. After being dropped for England, not getting the call up, everybody's talking about him this week. The whole news is about his exclusion from the squad. United win the FA Cup. He shed some tears. People say it's PR. Like, come on, bro. Like, people are just moving crazy nowadays. You know what I mean? So if you cry now, it's PR. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't get this. This for me, that's ridiculous on that side of things. You know what I'm saying? Like you can talk about Rashford as a player, you can talk about what he's done this season, but to say that his tears are fake or whatever, for me, I feel like people now it's just like you're too online. You're not adding emotion to the sport. Yeah, I mean it's emotion. At the end of the day, these are real people, bro. So
what those emotions of winning the cup, or do you think goodbye tears?
No, I think it's emotions from winning the cup, to be honest with you. Like you said, like it's been a hard season for him. Just got left out of his national team for the Euros coming up. You have people left, right, and center questioning not just his performances. Performances are one thing, but when people start questioning your commitment to the cause and your dedication to the club and does he really love Man United, like that's inevitably going to hit home at someone. So I think that was more emotion about the overall moment rather than I mean, it might happen, but I would expect Rashford to be at the club next season.
But even I was talking about Bruno backing up his words as well. I know you spoke about Ten Hag, but we can't forget he spoke before the game as well. And afterwards, that has been my favourite Ten Hag moments. Even though he could be atting, I'm part of the people he's atting. Yeah. You guys don't know nothing about football. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever he's saying, bro. When he said, if they want me, if they want me to go, I'll go. But if I go, I'll go and win trophies somewhere else because this is what I do. I said, you know what?
Stick talk.
Good pepper. Good pepper. I can't lie. Good pepper.
See him back at Roy Keane as well when he was chatting to him as well. I was like, hey, Ten Hag is going up with a bang,
Where's this been? You know what I'm trying to say? But listen, I respect that. As I said, whether you're a fan of this or that or this, at the end of the day, every single fan, you hope, wants the club to win.
Facts.
Every single one wants this club to win games and to win trophies or whatever. Whether you think Ten Hag out or this guy thinks Ten Hag in, you want Ten Hag out because you think it'll be better for the club. You want Ten Hag in because you think it'll be better for the club. And that's all that matters. So in these moments, everybody should just be fucking celebrating, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm seeing guys in the fan base atting each other. I was out after the FA Cup final, but I was seeing people atting each other. This guy saying this about this. These people, Dallo, Hive that were always that. I was one of the early ones, but I don't care about that.
A lot of stay on that side,
Bruno, stay on this side, this and
the only side we're all on is Man United, bro.
This is what I'm saying. Everybody's
storm, man.
There's gonna be ins and outs,
facts.
but everybody should be trying to talk for or should be celebrating the same cause. You get me? Because as you know, not everybody can win trophies. There's only how many trophies go around in a season? 3?
4.
3? Is it 4? The Carling Cup. Yeah, 4
Community
trophies.
Shield,
Question now.
4 trophies.
Question now. 2 seasons, you've left both seasons with silverware. Does this change your mind on Ten Hag in terms of next season? Or are you wanting a new manager to still come in over the summer? Or are you happy to maybe let him see the start of next season?
I don't think yesterday should do anything in terms of what Ineos' decision about Ten Hag is. And I see a lot of people talking now about like, oh, it would be criminal for them to sack him now. Look at how much the fans love him. Look how the players were treated. This is all emotional talk, and I get it. We're fans, so as a job of a fan, all we can do is be emotional and passionate and support the club in the moment. But the job of Ineos is not to be emotional. The job of Ineos is not to do what the fans want. The job of Ineos is to do what they believe will bring Man United to the next level. And I would be disappointed personally if they went into this final thinking, okay, whatever is going to happen, that's going to base our decision on Ten Hag. Yeah. Either way, if they had lost that final 5-0, that shouldn't be what makes you decide we keep Ten Hag or not. Just like this result shouldn't be what decides it for them. We're gassing up Ineos. We're talking highly about them. We have high hopes for them because we believe that they brought in top footballing men to come in and analyze the overall situation that we've seen all season in the last 2 years and, to be honest, in the last 10 years and make logical, analysis-based decisions on that. It shouldn't be on a 90-minute performance, which was brilliant. Ten Hag coached a great game, but that shouldn't be, in my opinion, what makes or breaks or seals or his decision either way. That's just the way I look at it.
I agree with that. Listen, I still think United are going to make a change. I think they may. I don't know. I'm like 50-50 with what United are going to do. Yeah. Because there was definitely a tone change yesterday. I mean, going into the game the day before, there was literally, he's confirmed, gone. And then now I'm seeing, there's going to be end of season review, blah, 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 blah. So you don't really know what's going to happen. I would probably still lean towards a change because the majority of the season was poor. Yeah. But the thing that I said, and you guys know when I said it on this show, if Ineos keep the guy, then all eyes is on what they do.
Yeah.
Then if Ineos keep Ten Hag, I'm not going to be going mad at Ten Hag. I'm going to be seeing what Ineos do, because Ineos then have to back him correctly, because they're coming in with all these football people. They're going to have to overhaul this squad, because that is what it needs. Because regardless of Ten Hag, the majority of the squad still, for me, is not good enough.
Yeah.
It's not. So they're going to have to support him and back him correctly. So we'll see what happens with that. Do you know what I mean? But I still think that he's probably going to end up going, just from the way he was talking, and McLaren didn't confirm anything, Jim didn't confirm anything. So I'm kind of just thinking that he's still going to go. But if he does stay, the fan base will have to support. We will support. Nobody wants him to lose. But it's all eyes on Ineos then. They have to do their side of the deal. Have to.
Well, listen, let us know what you think at home as well. Get involved in the conversation. I see a lot of you saying Baldy needs to go, Cameron. I'll read out your super chats very shortly as well. Make sure you're smashing the like button as well. There's over 2,700 of you with us this Sunday early doors, so appreciate you lot being here. And then, yeah, make sure you go check out the Manscaped as well. Link in the description. But let me read out one or two of these super chats, and then we'll move on to City. Tina says, Haaland hasn't scored in a final or semi-final for City, despite playing 9 games.
What team
Still
does
a world-class
Tina
player.
support?
That's pretty interesting.
What team does Tina
That's
support?
pretty interesting.
Tina.
Yeah, who
I'm
sent this?
actually not sure.
Who sent the super chat?
Tina Tatoka. Let us know
Tina,
what
can you
team
tell us
support,
what team
Tina.
you support?
That's an interesting stat, Tina. Thank you for sending that in.
Yeah.
interesting.
Uncle Mad sends another super chat. It says United came 4th in the UCL group and lost 14 games in the Premier League with a -1 goal difference. There's no comparison with our season. You want your manager out.
Mate, what's
We
this? Can you repeat that?
Uncle Mad, he's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, go on.
So he said, United came 4th in the UCL group,
Yeah.
lost 14 games in the Premier League with a -1 goal difference. Please, there's no comparisons with our season. You want your manager out. We don't.
What did I say? They're explaining. If you've got to explain, your season wasn't successful. They're explaining.
Ethan de Villiers sends one in as well. He says, never saw Lampard, Scores, Modric or Gerrard get hooked 60 minutes in a cup final. Don't let this criminal get away with it. KDB gets away with these performances. Nasruddin says, Silva never gets criticism when he underperforms.
Silver.
S says,
Oh.
people said Bernardo Silva. S says, 1 second. People said Varane was 5th choice centre-back when ETH dropped him. Sends another one. Says,
Why did he do exactly?
Spurs, say that again?
Why was he ever dropped? But I'm not even going to get into that.
Yeah. He says another one. He says, Spurs ain't a big club. Only big clubs leave with something. Milan Meta says, quick shout out to Grealish. Great game yesterday.
He's in trouble. Mate. He's in trouble.
Hey, I like that bit of shit house in there. Natty Boy 100 says, Cam, with Garnacho being successful in the right wing, do you care if Sancho comes back or not, or bakes off with Fred and the Zart man then?
Hey, that's good. This
you
guy
like getting
really
good
do.
at this, son.
Listen, as I said, look, it's Sancho's situation, right? It's an interesting one, because if Sancho just comes back straight into the preseason and just goes because Ten Hag is sacked, what message does that send to, as a football club, that basically you can fall out of a manager, dust out on loan, and come back when the manager's sacked? That doesn't send a good message, in my opinion, around the club. It'll be more impressive if Sancho comes back and him and Ten Hag can squash their situation, and it's like, boom, that's done, pre-season, we go again.
Yeah.
That's the only way I think it should really happen. I think I've been thinking about it properly, but I think the whole, if Ten Hag goes, all right, Kieran McKenna comes in, it's, Sancho's back, what happens next? Okay, so the next time that happens, all of a sudden, Garnacho falls out with Kieran McKenna, jogs off on loan and waits until McKenna. So I don't know if it sends a wrong message. Nobody doubts Sancho as a player, as quality-wise, talent, but it's all about the other side of the game. But at the same time, I always say, well, it's like, because he's gone away and he's had a few good games for Dortmund, it's like people are acting like he wasn't poor for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
He was poor. Do you know what I mean? Let's keep it 100. He was poor at Manchester United. So, look, we'll see what happens with that. But I always say the more talent, the better.
Yeah.
That's all I always say.
LJ Brown sends a super chat here as well. He says, Django Cams whipped Matisse into the Conference League to face teams like Astana, Connors Key, Nomads, and Bruno's Magpies. Hold that, you mocker. Where's Wally?
Yes, hold that.
Enjoy Belarus, enjoy Armenia, enjoy Malta, enjoy Kazakhstan, Estonia, Albania,
Latvia.
Latvia. Enjoy all of them, bro. Hungary, you got it, bro.
Listen, make sure you're smashing the like button as well.
Oh,
Keep
man.
getting involved in the chat as well. But let's move on to Man City and... Boys, I don't even know what to say, man. They got that one royally wrong. And the first goal kind of even sums it up almost.
Oh, it's just a bad moment.
With Gvardiol and Ortega, just the 2 players who you felt like almost on the back end of that season as well were kind of stepped up and you thought, oh, who are these unlikely heroes almost? Car crash moment right then and there. But, I mean, pick a player and we could kind of have a conversation about him. But let's start right at the top.
Yeah, that's where I want to start.
Haaland.
Oh, okay. I was going to start with Pep, but go ahead.
We can start with Pep.
Yeah, I'm
if you
saying
like.
let's start at the top.
Let's start right at the top. Let's
Because
start with
again,
Pep
just
then.
like I'm
Who do you
giving
think-
credit
Let's start
for
with Carl Doon. Let's start with Carl Doon.
No, whoa.
Sheikh Mansour.
Hey, let's change to was this defeat on Pep?
The first half was on Pep, in my opinion. I look. I think in the second half they definitely improved because he made some adjustments. But I think Pep, just like I give credit to Ten Hag for, I think his lineup was correct. I think his in-game substitutes, everything was perfect from Ten Hag. I think Pep's lineup from the jump, you could just tell from the start of City, it didn't feel right.
Yeah.
And I think his decision to not go with any natural winger on the left and let Bernardo kind of hug the right, it gave United a very straightforward assignment because Wan-Bissaka is having to worry about Gvardiol, who's had a great season, but let's be real, he's not going to just be like taking on his fullback, let alone one of the quality of individual defending like Wan-Bissaka is. And Dalot had Bernardo comfortable. So really, it became a case of like a midfield battle. And United did really well to congest it, right? Because you had the likes of McTominay, Amrabat, Maino, and Bruno. They congested the midfield. So they outnumbered City there. And then when you have Haaland up front, who's kind of isolated in his own, United basically just had to defend what was in front of them. There was no threat in behind. They weren't really stretching them out. They really were comfortable in that first half, and they took advantage of them two times. One of them, City's mistake, but the other one, a brilliant move. So I think Pep, the first half, to be honest with you, City basically didn't play. And I have to say that I think he got the lineup wrong. The second half, I think that the substitution of Doku.
Yeah.
Doku didn't get past Wan-Bissaka every single time. Wan-Bissaka had him pretty well contained.
What a jewel, by the way.
Yeah. That's what I was
proper
going to say. The
1v1.
first 30 minutes, Wan-Bissaka had him comfortable, and then Doku, he started getting the better of him. But the point is, Doku all of a sudden then had Wan-Bissaka, he gave him a reason to worry.
Yeah.
He all of a sudden had to get into defensive. United had to push back a little deeper. So I think that substitution definitely changed the way City approached things. But I just think the first half gave City such a mountain to kind of climb back on. And I do have to look at Pep because when they're winning, when everything is going well, we look at him, we give him his praise. But I think the setup yesterday was poor, and I think it's going to start opening up the conversations about the City transfer window this summer. Which guys are maybe coming towards the end of their cycle at City? Which guys are going to be kind of part of this new City team? I don't want to sound reactionary when I say that, but I think most City fans can look at this team and say, look, it's been an amazing 4-year run. That's not to say it's going to be over. That's not going to say they're not going to win next year, but maybe there are some guys that need to be left behind. That's how you stay consistent.
And that's usually how cycles go, though. It's every 4 or 5 years you almost feel like you have to freshen it up and kind of change it. And that's what guys like Doku and Gvardiol, they're
exactly.
almost
They're the
meant to
new
be
gen.
the
Of
new
course.
frontier, if you like. But what did you make a kind of Pep setup yesterday?
I think the thing is, I get what Lyes is saying, but I think that's more credit on Man United personally because that's the same team that he's been playing in the last couple of weeks. And I came in here, so I can't turn around and kind of be like the tactics are wrong because I came in here in the last game of the season and said the way he's playing KDB now is he's put Kovacic in there for me, in my opinion, is to protect him. He's trying to find a way of getting Phil Foden and KDB in the same team centrally. So he's basically vacating the left-hand side and letting Gvardiol have it.
Channel.
And Gvardiol's been scoring and it's been good. And then all of a sudden, we were saying, Gvardiol, wow, you know what I mean? Is he an attacking football? He's a better attacker than he is defender. So I'm not surprised that he went with that lineup. That's what he was doing in the closeout stages of the season. So I think we've got to give more credit to but you already gave credit to him. But I think it's more credit. I wouldn't say personally that it was a Pep like howler. I just think it wasn't working for them because Man United nullified it. And then in the second half, they went with Doku, and then obviously they take off KDB, and then I can't remember who else. They brought on Akanji, I think it was. But I mean, look, I just think certain players in their team just wasn't executing it as well. Phil Foden was absolutely nowhere. KDB was absolutely nowhere. Haaland, nowhere. Kyle Walker, who I continuously tell you guys about. I continuously tell people about Kyle Walker. Again, Where the hell was he for the goal?
He looked very shaky.
Do you know what I'm saying? Stones was he looked rusty. He was way off it.
Yeah,
so individually, they just weren't at it. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't go at Pep for that. He tried to rectify it quickly, and that's admirable.
Yeah,
you know what I
no,
mean?
for sure.
Some man will just sit there for. Well, to be fair, Pep is the type of manager that he won't
I
even
was
make a
gonna
sub.
say, yeah.
He won't even make a sub.
2-0
But he made
down.
it.
2-0
In a
down.
cup
The way the
final.
game was going, he had to make changes.
Yeah.
Like if I would have been extremely shocked if Pep said the same
I think
thing.
the second goal shocked them.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't think he was expecting that. And then once that came in, it was like, you know what? All right.
Yeah, he had to,
something's
he had
got
to,
to
bro.
break.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing is, like, coaching, but as I said, they put themselves in the same position that they played against Spurs, the same team. Obviously, he made the changes of the two centre-backs. I'm talking about the midfield, the attack. Most of it is something the two centre-backs, right? It was pretty much the same of what he's been doing. So I just think you got to look at the individuals. Do you know what I mean? Mainly for me, that were not good enough. Foden, I didn't even know if he was playing. I mean, I've been saying Philip Walter Foden. I might have to say Bruno, Miguel, Borges, Fernandes. You know what I mean? Because, yo, I have to move on. Elias, do I have to move on?
This is the way we
This guy
ended
is
up.
shameless.
Do I have to move on?
Bruno, Miguel, bro.
Bruno, Miguel,
Is that even his name?
Borges,
Is that even his name?
Fernandes.
Let me check.
It is his name. Wait, did you really memorize that just for that?
No
line?
way.
You
No, he actually is.
I promise you, this guy is hilarious, bro. This guy is hilarious.
You remember that just to say that
I knew
line.
his name already,
You're
bro.
nuts.
I already knew his name.
Work.
I already knew his name. But listen, but the reality is, he was a no-show.
Yeah.
Absolute no-show. Do you come Amrabat, by the way, I know bro, Amrabat was moving like Messi's security guard. Yeah. You know what I mean? In a good way. Like, he was like, yo, anyone
close enough,
with a
yeah.
ball, that was Messi. The ball was Messi and he was the security guard.
It wasn't the meme this time.
Bro.
Just the guy shaving off his head.
He was chasing down anybody. And at the same time, Foden, player of the year, non-existent.
Yeah.
KDB.
The legs are gone.
Speak on it.
What are we saying? Are the legs
Speak on
gone?
it. Yeah, is this almost the kind of game where you feel like it's mission decommission has to begin with KDB almost? Because it almost feels like, personally, since coming back from the big injury this year, let's say, I feel like Pep's almost been using him as an impact role, if you like. There's certain games where he might pull him out, certain games where he might sub him out. It's like, I know I'm going to need you in certain key moments. Just turn up for me in those ones. This was obviously one of those where he needed him, didn't turn up, so he just withdrew him, if that makes sense. But he doesn't have that almost reliance on KDB. Before, remember, the system used to be KDB, everything through.
I don't think I've never felt like that in my life.
I felt like he faded away and made him a second striker, and it was like, just get on the end of things.
Yeah.
And then this year, it's like, all right, you know what? The injury has made it Foden's team, essentially, and you just kind of... But is this the type of game where you just think, you know what... I think we're seeing the end of the KDB era.
Look, I don't want to write his death off that quickly because KDB. I agree. Like this season, since he's come back, he's had moments, but he really hasn't been like at his blistering best. But he still had big moments, and that's the thing with a player like of KDB's
Palace.
quality. Like he is able to really conjure up a moment out of nothing, and that's why, to be honest, I was actually shocked that he did take him off, because when you know a player like that with one kick of his right boot can still create a goal scoring moment, I thought taking him off that early was like, okay, like you're really hoping Alvarez now can completely change the game. To be fair, he had his chances too. But I just think, again, I don't want to write his death off, because I think the dumbest thing would be if next year he just comes back and we look like idiots. A player of that quality, you have to be careful of him.
Yeah.
But I do think his legs are starting to leave him. I think that much is starting to be evident. The injuries, the age, the mileage on the body. I do think the unstoppable KDB that we know and love, I think that's starting to become a thing of the past. But I don't think you can ever fully write off a player who's capable of those moments.
He's 32, turning 33 in a month's time as well. And I see you pointing to
The Haribos. Don't forget the Haribos. I told FG, the Haribos with KDB, the weight control. Listen, gonna start looking like Gaza soon. Do you know what I mean?
He's gonna start looking like FG. What? So you can cook Gaza, but I can't cook FG. Is that what we're doing here? Is that what we're doing here?
Hey, FG, I wouldn't have that, man.
Hey, FG's weight loss has been a
big up
madness.
FG, big up FG.
Don't do that.
FG's weight loss has been a madness.
Big up FG. Big up
FG.
FG's not a professional player, bro.
FG's weight loss has been amazing.
He gonna start looking like me. Is that better?
Oh, man. But
one thing though, I was just gonna say about KDB, right?
Yeah.
You said he's 32, 33. 32, 33, a lot of players continue playing on. But I think KDB, the manner in which he's played his whole career, it's okay, obviously what I'm going to say, Rooney started at 16, so it's different. But in terms of the style in which they play, high intensity, like
Physical,
all action, physical, those kinds of players are undoubtedly going to burn out from a physical point of view much earlier than a David Silva,
Usually by
for example.
28, 29
Exactly.
they're done,
So it shouldn't be a shock to anyone that Kevin De Bruyne, it's finally starting to catch up on him.
And I think Pep has done well to almost cover over those kind of deficiencies where physically he's kind of declining. But I'm curious to see where obviously the next 12 months go for KDB.
Boy, getting hooked.
9 games now, that Superchat said, of finals and semi-finals with Erling Haaland. I want to talk on him because the 2 centre-backs he was up against as well, coming back from injuries and layoffs, you would have thought the guy who's obviously top goal scorer in the Premier League for the past 2 seasons, record breaker last year, is there going to start to become a narrative painted about him in these kind of big moments, in these key games where, you're maybe, what was it you say? Bus riders rather than bus drivers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And this is now another game where he's pretty much ineffective, bruv. What does that say on him?
For me, yeah, I said it. Was it Arsenal? Maybe I can't remember who it was, what game it was, and I said, yeah, I think the way City play in big games, in the big games, they look to dominate the ball completely. They look to do the passing side to side, create. And if your guys behind him are not at their creative best, he's not going to score. You're not going to get the best out of him. Everyone talks about Haaland can't make his own goal. I've seen Haaland make his own goal many times, but it's in transition. I personally think sometimes in these bigger games, City should be calm with the ball not at their feet and sometimes have to hit teams on the break. KDB is one of the best in the world from midfield and transition, especially in his passing with it. Haaland is the best striker in the world. If you call Mbappe a striker, I don't know, but he's the best striker in the world in terms of in transition. I just think that's the way you're going to get him to make his own goals, and it's not working. Otherwise, you're just going to have him trying to make these little sharp runs across the box or hang at the back post, and if it's not sticking, you're not going to get anything out of him. And what people expect him to do is pass him the ball, back up, turn and bang it in. I guess that's what people are expecting. You rarely even see strikers score goals like that. So I just think they need to sometimes, in these bigger moments, in these big games, I just think sometimes City needs to relieve the ball and try and hit teams sometimes on the break as well, because he can feast in that way. But that's my take on him in the big games, personally. What do you think? I know you hate the guy.
Hate is crazy.
No. But you've always kind of looked at him as like, there's no way this guy who's just a pure goal scorer can ever be almost like the best player in the world. But then when you add a record like that on top of it, and he's still only young, let's not get it twisted. He can turn this thing around in 2 seasons, do you know what I mean? But is it a blemish on his record?
I don't know. I'm not really shocked about this performance because this is kind of what this is who Erling Haaland is. Like, I think Cam brought it up perfectly in terms of like when you give him space, when he's playing in transition, when you feed him chances, the guy's the best finisher, the best goal scorer on the planet. I could never question that. But man, I just don't know. Like, I think my whole thing about he can never be the best player in the world, I think that gets proven when in games like this, people are just kind of understanding that this is what it's going to be like. I'm not even going to try and pile onto it because for me, this isn't really a surprise of a performance. Like when City are kind of in these moments like this, you're just kind of hoping, if you're a City fan, that a chance will fall for him. Otherwise, I don't know, man. I feel like these games are starting to become a bit of a regularity and you just got to live with them.
You take the with Haaland, you take the pros and the cons. You get what I'm saying? There's many players like this where you say they've got certain limitations or whatever. You still got to take the pros and the cons. Haaland's pros can lead you to a league title or whatever. His cons can be 10 touches and 120 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So you got to take the pros and the cons of him. And maybe it shows that not every single time he's going to be able to take you through it. But at the same time, I just do think sometimes with that setup, Haaland can be given more of a responsibility if he was allowed to.
But I hear that, but then there's a part of me also that is like, for example, the Arsenal game used, I do feel like he could impose himself more in some of those games. So I do think sometimes he does let the game almost go by him
100%.
a little bit and just kind of waits in the box, waiting for service or something. And I'm like, if the game isn't going to come to you sometimes, go out and get it.
But where does he go out and get that ball?
Whether it's even pressing. I don't even see this guy setting the press or things like that where I'm just like, okay, you're just waiting to just be that killer when the moment comes to you or whatever. And it's like, if it doesn't come, what happens?
Which is fine, right? If that's his game, that's fine. There's been players in the past that are like that. Like, he's like a supercharged Van Nistelrooy, like an Inzaghi on crack and like the Winter Soldier serum. That's fine. That's the kind of player he is. But for me, a player that at the end of a game like this, where it's happened now regularly, when all of us are kind of just looking at this performance, not even really blinking anymore, that for me just kind of should tell me, this is the kind of player he is. Don't tell me he's the best player in the world. Tell me he's the best finisher on the planet. He's the perfect final action to like a move. We're happy to call him that. But let's, in my opinion, let's not go further than that.
But it's the thing is though, that's the thing. Obviously, that's a whole different debate in terms of best player, blah 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 blah. Like that's a whole different thing. Like, you know, when Van Nistelrooy, when all these guys were there back in the day, people weren't calling them the best. Shevchenko won a Ballon d'Or, but he wasn't. No one really called him the best player in the world.
But the thing with Haaland is his output is, and especially in an output-driven narrative when we talk about football these days, that's what's really catapulting into those conversations.
Look, best player in the world, I wouldn't be having those discussions and putting him in best player in the world. But still, in terms of like, we're talking about, I see strikers regularly not do anything. But when he's giving you that velocity of goals as a striker,
you can't ignore it.
That's the problem. I get what you're saying in terms of in the physicality, some certain games that he can probably impose himself more. But I truly look at it and I'm like, there's not many positions where I'm looking at how City are building up and I'm thinking, yeah, that's where Erling Haaland's we're basically telling him to be a completely different player to what he is. We're telling Haaland, yo, bro, drop deep, turn, run at them, go past 2, 3, slip it across the box and someone's going to score. Come on. He's not that player and he never, ever will be. So if we got this imagination in our head, hold on. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with Rasmus Højlund. Have you seen Rasmus Højlund? Wait, hold on. Look, in the last 3 games, Rasmus Højlund has come off the bench, had a little bit more space, and all of a sudden you can see that his hold up is better. Have you seen when we're building up and we're trying to... But he's got to learn these things.
I always feel like you always look for players to get more out of themselves, no matter what age they are. So, for example, I look at Sergio Aguero. I remember, bro, he was Premier League. How many times was he in Golden Boot races? When Pep came in, he said, "Yo, I need things to tweak here.
He just said, I want you to press more." He didn't tell you to change his whole game.
But it's still something that gets something when you're not scoring. Because Aguero was just, hey, give me it in the box. I'm gonna do my thing. Harry Kane was the same thing, bro. He was just in the box, number 9. Jose came. He said, bro, you know, we ain't going to be getting the ball that much this season. Why don't you drop deep, start spraying it about? So for me, is at some point, I understand the Pep thing. He needs to use you better. But at some point, you also need to adapt to the system and be like, do you know what? This is the system I'm in. I might get only 9 touches a game. Let me find ways to get
to that point as well. People are going to listen to what you said throughout too and say he has adapted to the system because he scores 50 goals a season. And to their point, that's valid. That's 100% valid. Yeah. But I'm like you, bro. I said the same thing when Mbappe had those performances against Dortmund. I just feel like the best players in the world coming out of these games, like, don't you feel a little like frustrated with the fact that you're going through games almost having no impact? Like at some point, I completely agree with you. Don't you feel like let's get on the ball, drop a little deeper, and try and make something happen?
I'm not joking when I say Haaland. Bro, when I say Haaland is one of my favorite players, he's actually one of my favorite players. Why? Because I look at him as like, you're fake. If you want to, you can dominate any centre back you can. But I just feel like sometimes it's like, you don't really want to, if that makes sense. And yesterday was just one of those, I'm like, bro, you should be mushing little Lisandro in his face, telling him, welcome back from injury. But instead it's, no, I'm going to let you have your way. It's,
but you got to remember,
and that's not to discredit Lisandro Varane or anything. They're top as well. But I just feel like he could do more to impose himself. And especially the size that he is, bro. I look at, he's same size as Zlatan. Defenders would never come out of a game with Zlatan and think, you know what, I had a comfortable day.
The difference is, go on.
Haaland has played Manchester United now under Erik ten Hag 5 times, I believe, and he's destroyed us every single time. So this whole thing now, like, oh, if you don't give him this, if you don't give it, it's the same team that are playing a deep block against him that he played the last 4 times. So at some point, I think we do have to start looking at, again, semifinals and finals. You're playing the same teams you're playing all season when you're banging 50 goals a season. Where are those same performances? Is that not a valid concern?
Haaland is clearly, in this Man City team, Haaland is clearly set up for it to be, we do our thing, you do what we can't do, which is score. These man can't score like Haaland, bro. So they are clearly designed to, we will do everything we need to do. Listen to how Roy Keane, or was it Beckham, I can't remember who it is, spoke about Manchester United and Ruud van Nistelrooy. We're going to do everything. you score.
Yeah.
That is what it is. You score. We know we can't score like you. Scholes knows he can't score like you. Beckham, Giggs, we can't score like you. So you need to score. Wayne Rooney, even you provide. It's for Van Nistelrooy to score. That is the way that this team is set up. What you man want him to do, I understand. Now the stuff off the ball, if you're talking about a press, if you're talking about hold up, that's gonna probably need to come. But in terms of drop deep, get the ball, we're telling him to improve as a technical footballer. He will never ever be that.
I'm not asking that.
He will never ever be that. He can't drop deep like Harry Kane and Aguero. One, they were technically on another level, and two, when Harry Kane adapted his game, as you mentioned, the Jose
no one
season.
knew he had that.
Yeah. But you mentioned the Jose season.
Yeah.
How old was Kane? 27.
I think Kane before that
how old
season
was
had
Kane?
seven assists in his entire career.
But how old was Kane when he started?
He was like 27, something like that.
Aguero probably 28.
Yeah.
Haaland's 23.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
23.
I'm saying now
But then you
he's
said
young,
he's
he's got
23.
time.
Is it
Bro,
he's
I
gonna
said he
improve
could
or
turn
is
it
he
around
not?
in 2 years.
I'm saying he can.
He's never going to be that player.
I'm saying he can improve certain aspects of striker, but the technical side of the game,
I agree. He'll never.
Haaland is not going to
He'll
improve.
never be that.
It's not going to improve.
Kim, I hear that, but again, my
Like
main thing is
his foundation is set.
that's fine.
That's him.
Fine. To be honest, I'm not asking him to be Zlatan. I know he won't be Zlatan, but again, you're saying his job in the team is to score goals. This team is built for Haaland to be the finishing piece, and when he's scoring against these same teams we're talking about throughout the 38-game campaign, he's scoring 50 goals. All of a sudden, now we're talking about, the City team doesn't play to Haaland's strength. He scored 50 goals this season.
I said
So
the biggest
clearly,
games.
but
In the biggest games, Pep sets up. Pep goes for pure dominance. It changes the way.
do you
the way
think he played against Man United? Do you think he
slower.
played against Man United this game?
We didn't play the same way that we played all season.
But the way we play against Haaland is the same way we play against him all the time. Drop deep, play against him in the box.
But what happens? The creators, again, them games that you're talking about, the creators were on form. They were on fire as well. It comes down to the creators as well. That is why he's in the team. I get what you're trying to say, but that is literally why he is in the team. It's why they got rid of Raheem Sterling. It's why they don't care about, not Sane, sorry. It's why they got rid of Raheem Sterling, Jesus, because they know, feed this guy, he's going to take us over the line. Yes, with Sterling and Jesus, it might look better and stuff, but then he's not going to do what they're going to do. KDB could potentially outscore Jesus in a season. He ain't outscoring Haaland. So these guys are going to have to be on it, and that's just the reality for me. Like,
Listen,
I understand Haaland's limitations.
As you said, he's only 23 anyway. He's not even the finished product. So, I mean, we still got time to see if his game does improve, and I'm sure it will. But for me, I just think it's worth noting these things as they're kind of happening in lifetime. But anyway, Man United FA Cup winners. I think we'll be done with that. We've spent pretty much an hour on
Yeah,
this
it should
game
be.
as well.
Should be an hour.
You know what I'm saying?
How often do we have trophy winners on this show, bro? About what is he talking about? Of course it should be.
Let's move on
Should
anyway.
be.
We did mention we were going to do an awards night as well. So I feel like, end of the season, FA Cups come to a draw. Champions League final this weekend. We might as well dish out some awards as well. Get involved as well in the comments section as well if you guys want to as well. Should we make a start, boys?
Yeah.
Best player of the season. Who would you give it to?
Best player of what?
Best player of the
Premier
season.
League season.
In the Prem?
MVP, yeah. So the FCM
Yeah.
best player of the season. Who are we giving that award to?
I'm not going to waver. I think it's Foden.
And how we're gonna do this is majority votes. If there's a tiebreaker, it goes to the peoples, and then we'll do a poll in there, and then you guys get involved. So you've gone
Foden.
I would agree, Foden. I don't think it's been a great year for individual. There's no standout, if you want to call it that, but I think he's been the best.
Yeah, what is it? 19 goals, 8 assists in the league as well. I think 27 all comps. Answered pretty much every question that could possibly be asked of him, taking the keys. So I see some people in the chat here saying Rodri. Some people saying Rice as well. Rodri, I think, definitely has a solid case as well. Streak is over now, of course, but I would personally go Foden as well. So I think we're going to go FCM Player of the Year, Philip Walter Foden. I think it's deserved. Best young player. Now we're going to go to. With this one, I think it's hard. Yes. Cold Palmer. Rightly so. I think 33 games, 22 goals, 11 assists in your first full season playing professionally. I mean, it's hard to agree with that, isn't it? I mean, take a fucking bow, bro.
Yeah, not crazy.
and especially for the price he came as well, I think it's a snip, honestly.
I think it's definitely Palmer, but I go give a shout out to Saliba, man.
Yeah.
I think Saliba's definitely close. I think people think it's not that close. I think it's close. Played every single minute of the season this year as well. Arsenal were unbelievable defensively. I think he's right.
There's only a handful of players who
Close.
actually have that record as well, if I'm not mistaken. Gareth Barry, John Terry.
Playing every single minute of
It's a few
he's,
dogs.
no Arsenal player has ever done it.
Yeah, it's a few dogs who've only really done that. So, fair play
big
to
up
him. Some people saying Kobe Maino.
Yeah, he's been good, but I think Cole Palmer this year has just been a joke, man.
Different caliber. Best manager. This is an interesting one because this is one I don't think we'll all agree on. Coach Cans, let's go you first. Who have you got manager of the year?
I think I'm going to go with Unai Emery. And it's very tight for me. It's very, very tight. But I'm going to go Unai Emery. I think Unai Emery's been, like, for them to be in the Champions League race the whole season. At one point, they were even in the title race, by the way.
People forget.
You know what I mean? They barely spent that long outside the top four all year. I would love to see how long they did actually spend in the top four. I'm sure nearly all season it felt like. I think they were brilliant this year. I think the improvement of Ollie Watkins, not saying that it's his system that's getting that out of him.
Yeah.
The inclusions of Leon Bailey took us a leap, I think, this year as well. Bringing in Pau Torres, who I remember when Pau Torres was linked in with Man United, and everyone's like, too soft, he's too soft, he's too soft. He doesn't look soft,
I
bro.
was saying that.
He looked comfortable, bro. So I think Unai Emery's just done a mad job.
He's done Leon Bailey as well.
Yeah,
too.
that's what I said, Leon Bailey. Yeah, I think Champions League football, I think he's fully deserved, man. I went with Eddie Howe last year for the same reason, so I can't go and...
Yeah, I think it should be Unai Emery, man. I think what he's done to Villa, not even just the season. I guess it's manager of this season, but you just look at his entire tenure there, from where he took them, where he picked them up, to now where they are in the Champions League, which, by the way, it's back where a club of that stature should be looking towards. Like, when they made that big money sale of Grealish and, like, they started investing into big players, like, that should have been the goal for these owners. Get this club back to where it belongs. Big European competition. So, big up to Villa and big up to Unai Emery.
I think it's a full house then. Unai Emery.
You got Unai as well?
I've got Unai, but I do want to give a shout out to Sean Dyche.
Yes!
I feel like he
he
does credit.
Men.
Bro, where he has this Everton team, second best defensive record as well. I think me and you have so often looked at that Everton team and said it's lacking in quality type of thing, but the way he's been able to get them out of trouble and into safety like it's nothing and they belong.
Who won it?
I think it's...
Pep won it, I think. Pep actually won it.
Pep won it, yeah. And I think...
He won 4 Premier Leagues in a row. It's impressive.
Premier Leagues in a
So
row.
who won it last year?
It wouldn't surprise me if it was Pep as well.
I want to say it was Pep.
So what, just basically every year you win the league, you're going to get...
To be fair, no, because
wasn't there one year
Klopp won it the year.
Yeah,
Pep,
there was one year Klopp won it when he didn't win the title. I remember that. I think it might have been last year.
Yeah.
No, it can't be last year.
Or was it the year before?
No, it was the year before when Liverpool pushed them.
Yeah.
I mean, Pep, fair enough. I do think this is...
People are saying Pep disrespect. Nah, listen.
No, it's not disrespect, but what I'm about to say...
Expectation, man.
Hold on.
It's expected.
Forget about expectation,
It's
too.
expectation.
Me personally, and this isn't even coming off yesterday, I believe this all year, I don't think this has been one of Pep's best coaching years in his career. And of course, his career is littered with elite-level coaching performances. But I don't think this has been the best Pep coach City team, in my opinion. I say what you want about it. Big up for the title, though.
Signing of the season. I think there's a few candidates for this one.
Signing of the season.
Yeah, signing of the season. People get the likes up as well if you can. There's about 2,500 of you still in here,
season.
and we're only up to 600 likes. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 before the end of the episode, shall we? But signing of the season.
Signing of the season.
People pouring in with Rice, Palmer.
Yeah, I think it's Palmer. Shout out to Declan Rice. Shout out to Kudus.
Shout out to McAllister.
Yeah, McAllister as well too.
35 million.
McAllister's he was good. He was very good.
He was top,
but
bro.
Cole Palmer is like, wow, for like what you bought and what you got back. That's the definition of an elite signing. It's similar to Kudus. You got him for... Well, Kudus wasn't free. I'm thinking of someone else. But Kudus was, again...
Does money come into it?
I think it should. Absolutely,
goals,
value for
assists.
money. Yeah, 100%. For me, Cole Palmer, what you bought, what you expected, and what you got out of it, that's a perfect signing right there.
Yeah.
You can't get better than that.
He is the face of Chelsea now. Let's be honest.
Facts.
And I don't think when they signed him, anybody was thinking that. Everybody was thinking Nkunku and Sterling and all these guys are going to take their mantle. But yeah, I think
It's going to be risky that Poch is gone now. I mean, and this is like Palmer's like announcement to the world kind of thing. And now Poch is gone. who gave him that kind of freedom, that kind of platform to kind of play. It's going to be interesting when a new manager comes in, like how they use it. Does it mean his stats are going to go down? Does it mean his...
I think his stats are going to go down, period, to be honest, just because I don't view him as like this like heavy output kind of player. I don't think the performances will go down, but
You don't think
if people are going to people are going to start judging Cole Palmer on
maybe
that.
23.
Yeah, he's not.
22
If
and
Cole
11.
Palmer scores 23 goals next season, then we need to start looking at him in a totally different bracket because then he's really an elite level player. But I think the goals have been great, but I've been more impressed by Cole Palmer, the player, in terms of his performances rather than the output.
Like, I don't think it's necessarily like... I'm just saying, like, sometimes a manager has to give you a platform.
course.
That's it. You know what I mean? I've known... Bro, check my tweets from 2021. Cole Palmer... I've been a big fan.
Similar to me.
He
Yeah.
just needs the platform to go and play. But sometimes a next manager comes in and be like, no, I want you to do this. Or, no, I want you to do
It's
that.
true.
And it's different. You know what I'm trying to say? You know Cole Palmer thoroughly enjoyed playing for Poch. So
Fair to make a
it'll
lot
be
of those
interesting
Chelsea
to see next
players
year,
did,
man.
so,
Yeah, I mean...
Let's move on to biggest transfer signing. Biggest transfer flop
Ha.
this season. Who would you go?
You know my answer. I think. Hold on. No, to be
wait,
honest,
wait.
wait,
Is it the same one as SDS?
No, because I forgot we came to an agreement on someone else.
Yeah,
I think it's Tonali. Tonali. I was gonna say Mount, but Mount, to give him benefit of the doubt, it's an injury that he can't really help.
Yeah.
Tonali could very much help with the reason why he missed the whole season. And let me make this clear. I hope Tonali is getting the help that he needs in terms of recovery, because what he has is an addiction, and that's a problem. So I hope he's getting the help that he desperately needs. I'm sure he'll be back next season. I hope he performs to the level we know he can.
Yeah.
But to miss an entire season for a club that just spent 70 mil on you when they needed you badly and they've suffered in your absence, and it's something that you individually could help. For me, you're the flop of the season.
For me, I've gone for Dominic Soboslai, and this is
Put
someone
my shades
who...
on for this one.
I don't like how happy
Let me
this is
listen
going
to
to
you
make him.
speak about this, bro.
Because this is someone who I was high on coming into the season. I thought, listen, he is going to be revolutionary for Liverpool's midfield. And we knew Liverpool's midfield needed that. But 60 million, 33 Premier League games played, 3 goals to show for it with 2 assists. And he was dropped for the last 6 or 7 games. And that wasn't for injury purposes. It was for poor performances throughout the season. Like, he started off very hot as well. And then just as the season carried on, he's just been petering down and down and down. And McAllister went from the 6 to actually doing his 8 job.
Don't forget Endo as well, too, had a great role in that team.
McAllister cost half the price next to him, almost embarrassing him, which I think made it look even worse. But for me, I've got to go Dominic Soboslai. I can't even hide from it. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I think next season there's going to be a comeback. But for this season, for that price, for the expectations... I expected a lot more.
I told y'all.
Go on, man. Bask in your glory, man. I hate this guy.
Y'all. Hey, yo, FCM viewers.
Hey.
You guys remember the start of the year, right? And I said, hold on. I'm early noticing good-looking tax. I said he's getting pretty privileged.
Right, Sharky had a match for hope.
Yeah. Getting man of the match in Qatar. But anyway, I started noticing pretty privilege. And I couldn't believe it was seeping onto my show. I couldn't believe it.
No.
When we
Don't do that.
When we did our team... Hold on. When we did our team of the year so far... And
That was
3
Mayo.
man...
That was Mayo.
Bro, 3...
That was
No,
Mayo.
2 of you. 2.
No,
There was
not
at
me.
least 2.
Not me.
At least
I
2.
put in my
No,
early
it was
team.
him. It was him as
I put
well.
in my
It was
early
him.
team this season,
yeah.
fact.
Was in the
don't do
team
me.
of the year so far.
I
So
feel like too
Boslai...
early.
Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe Pretty Privilege leaked onto my football show, bro. No longer should that ever happen, people, all right? Don't let that happen again. That's never happening again. But listen, my flop of the season is James Trafford, mate. Well, was everyone like, I'm confused. Like, everyone just gonna listen, I know he's not a big player with a big expectation, but flipping out, he came in, 20 million, which is a lot of money for Burnley to spend. Spent it, got absolutely packed left, right, and centre. He didn't know where to look, and they got dropped for the rest of the season.
He came in it, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I know everyone thinks about the big team players, like the big names for this and that. But Trafford was... What?
Do you know one I think we're letting get away, though? Mateus Nunes.
Yeah. No, he's
feel like
lucky.
he
He's
is
lucky
getting
because he
away
has the
scot-free.
pep first season
Yeah.
tax. That's why he's lucky. And to be fair, I hear it. He might be better next season. I think the one we talked about on a different show is Ansu Fati. I think he as well too. Just a loan signing, but when you look at the expectation and like this was a chance for him to kind of revive his career. Brighton were like a good place for him to land because they play good football, and he's been out of the lineup the last few months. Brighton fans are happy to.
Bro.
Bro, who?
Ansu Fati. Well, when I tweeting at him on all summer saying, "Hey, bro,
go easy on
come
him.
Broadwater Farm, come Tottenham High Road. I'll take you to Brothers. Got a little Somali restaurant for you. I can teach you about the
my
spots,
God.
bro." I was telling him, "Yo, come through. Give
want
you
Ansu Fati to be
VIP red
rolling up
carpet
a beer belly
treatment."
about Somali food.
He wanted daytime on the beach eating what's them rock sweets. Yeah, go suck on that, blood. Yeah, go suck on that.
man.
That's nuts.
Hey, flip that up. Flip that up. That was crazy,
Bro, man,
Yo.
it's like,
I'm not gonna
yo, bun Ansu Fati, yeah? Little fat you, blood. Go back to Barca, man. Go sit behind your Marl and them, man, yeah?
Oh my
New gens
God.
will come through. Little expired
Wow.
you, man.
That was
wow,
nuts.
that was crazy, bro.
Sorry, yeah, I forgot what was next.
Yeah, please, let's get order in here.
All right, biggest underachiever. Biggest overachiever, sorry, as a club. Who's the
Biggest
club that has
overachiever.
overachieved the most this season, would you say?
There's
Is
a
it
few to be fair.
Villa?
Villa for sure. Sorry,
Villa?
sorry. Villa, yeah, of course.
Villa.
Simple.
No, easy. Coming
Yeah.
fourth. I get that fourth position is often open for a team to sneak into. Like last year was Newcastle. Typically, all these the fourth place team is always like, oh, the what is it? The worst, the best of the worst. But I think Villa this year, like you said, throughout the season they were there. They didn't really falter once. And they were good. They were good for that. Like I've seen at times, the fourth place team is like, oh, they just got lucky. They drew their last 3 games, but the rest of the teams were shit. So Villa.
To be
for me,
fair, Villa
definitely.
started bottling towards the end, but Spurs were just even worse.
Yeah, but
To be fair, if you look at the last 10 game form
Yeah.
table, I think
After-
Villa are like
after Fulham-
ninth or something, and
After
you lot are
Fulham,
like
we
13th.
just threw it
But
away,
I do
bro.
think they overachieved the season as well too, right? Like the way it ended was bad, but I think people can't forget that when Harry Kane left Spurs this year, a lot of people
2 days before the season
Yeah, a
started.
lot of people had Spurs finishing 8th, 9th, even 10th, where the goal is going to come from. So I do think Spurs, the way it ended isn't how Spurs fans wanted it to, but I do think they had a much better season than anyone kind of gave them credit for, kind of expected them to
I
have.
think Thingy deserve a massive shout as well, Crystal Palace, in terms
Oh,
of
for sure.
how they
How they
how
recovered.
they flipped their
Yeah.
season.
I said
mean,
what Glasner did
Bro.
back end of this year was almost like what Unai did back end of last year when he
Good
came to
point.
Villa. Like teams that
Can
were bottom
Palace push top
completely
4?
revolutionized.
They keep their players.
They got the exciting talent. Mateta,
But
can
hey.
you do it again?
I think if Olise leaves, it'll be tough. I think Bournemouth as well too. They deserve credit. Iraola
Yeah,
did a lot of good
massive,
stuff over
massive
there.
credit.
And you're gonna think this might be crazy, but I also think, bro, the fact Liverpool were in a title challenge this year, when clearly I think it seemed that they were not as good a team as City and Arsenal to go as long as they did. I do think like they overachieved in that sense.
that's them Carragher type comments.
Nah, me, I don't like Liverpool. You know me. You know me. I don't like Liverpool.
Talking
But
about Jamie Carragher, you see him try to sneak his way into the praise of the United thing. Do you see that?
And I didn't see that.
He said, United and Liverpool just have something about like they just know how to win.
We?
Like,
What?
we,
Get
United,
your ass out of here.
and get the hell out of here, bro.
Who would you say on the other end the biggest underachievers this season?
United,
gotta
of
be us,
course.
innit? It's gotta be United.
Biggest underachievers still walked away with a trophy. Damn.
Oof. Hey,
Damn. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Not
man?
me.
We eating good,
But I
man.
mean, walking away with the FA Cup, does that?
Nah,
not-
we're underachievers
no.
for sure, bro. Now, come on. Like,
And are we talking about the
Brighton?
Premier League? though?
Nah,
We said-
Brighton
we said
finishing 11th.
Nah, it's
Premier
United,
League.
bro. Let's
Premier
way they-
League. I expected Brighton to have a bad season, but that's why I was surprised. I was
But
rating De
that's-
Zerbi for
well-
being like 8th, 7th at some point, but I expected Brighton to have a bad season with Europa League. So them finishing outside the top
Lost
half
in
kinda
lost in the
surprised
first
me.
round
finished
Carabao
below
to
Palace.
Chelsea as well. They
Yeah,
lost in
mad.
the 5th round to Wolves. You look at their signings that they made over the season as well. Dahoud, Fati, João Pedro, Baleba, Verbruggen, Barco. How many of those really made an impact in that Brighton team?
Probably Baleba and
João Pedro had a
João
good
Pedro
period
had a
this
good period,
season. Yeah.
That's it, really.
So
Who's the other sign? Dahoud, yeah.
Dahoud.
No,
Yeah,
Dahoud dipped in January.
Yeah.
Barco came in January. Eagle was another one as well. But
Bro.
Look, man, I think though we could have foreseen, especially that Europe this year, we could have foreseen a
I
break.
don't know, because last season we were doing up Darling treatment, and this is why I remember I was here saying, hey, De Zerbi, don't run in
I
the
think
summer.
yeah.
I want to see what you look like in the second season. I want to see what you look like with your... And I expected there to be a dip.
Yeah,
but-
I
And they
expected
had
it as
big
well, too.
injuries at times as well, but I don't know.
I still think we're deflecting though. It's United, bro. Really, like we spent all that money, we bought players in certain positions that we expected to elevate the team, not bring them down. And United have flat out regressed. To finish 8th place, and before this FA Cup final, we weren't even gonna have European football. It's undoubtedly United.
And then most memorable match. Let's end on that one.
Memorable match.
Most memorable. The Chelsea 4-3 against United. Chelsea, to be honest, all their
Chelsea,
big
I
games
think
were.
you've got the 4-3 against United.
Yeah,
you've got the
4-4 against
5-0
City.
against Arsenal. You've got the
I think the
4-1
most
against
memor- I
Spurs.
think
The
the most
4-4
memorable
against City.
matches- I think it's
Yeah,
that
4-4
one.
against City as well, actually.
I think it's U-Lot's game.
The 4-1.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that was crazy, bro.
Just
That's
the
when we did
suicide high line.
our legendary watch along as
Yeah.
well. I think that game was, think about it, like that game had everything.
It was
Penalty,
at- it was
VAR,
at Spurs
red
as well.
card. Yeah, the red card as well,
Yeah.
innit? Yeah, like it was crazy. It was
If you're
at
talking
Spurs.
uniqueness, though, would you not maybe Liverpool Spurs?
That caused a big fuss, to be fair.
That was chaos.
That was chaos. That
Like,
was chaos.
I think the City Chelsea 4-4. I think
That's
is
a
a
crazy
good shout.
Chelsea,
That
to be
was-
fair, every big game was showtime for them this year.
Southampton 1-0
Against Leeds.
Leeds if they don't come
Their
up. Give me
fault.
Archie Gray, please.
Hey,
Archie
I
Gray,
saw
please.
them-
Somerville
I
will
saw
probably
them
be
all
on
on the
the
way
move,
here
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Archie
going to
Gray.
Wembley.
Yeah, so did we. We thought it was United fans, so we started putting our thing out, and
Hey,
they were doing
put that
and we were
down.
doing this, woo. And they were like, then afterwards they were like, they started pointing that no, we're Southampton fans, and we were like, fuck Leeds anyway.
Hey, you had some assholes, man. Hey, nah.
Oh man, yo, I saw something on Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett's pod, right?
Go on.
So they were doing their own little like awards kind of thing,
Right.
And they said, who's the BMF of the year?
What's that mean?
Bad motherfucker.
Bad motherfucker. Who is the bad motherfucker of the
BMF
year?
of the
so that
year.
doesn't mean like player of the year. Who do you look at this year and you're like, that's a bad
That's a
man.
bad man.
Huh. Do you know, I can't lie.
Because they voted Ant Edwards for BMF.
I can't lie. I'm going to go Michael Elise.
Ooh.
I'm going to go Michael Elise. For the limited amount of games he played, every time he played or came back
He
from
was
injury,
doing different stuff.
bro, he was doing something magical. And I was like, every time I watch, I'm like, just give me one fit season, brother. You are going to be world class. Like, I've never been more sure of a player being world class than Michael Elise.
You reckon, yeah?
100% that kid's going to be world class.
His next move is important, though. That's the point.
Stay
That's the
away
thing.
from those London Blues. Brother, I'm hearing the murmurs. Michael, if you hear me, my fellow Dread brother, come on. Let's sit down somewhere in South London. We'll talk.
He
we'll
supports
talk
us,
soon.
though,
We'll talk
but
soon.
are we going to be aggressive?
Bruv,
What are we going to do?
For me, I
Did
think that's the
Antony
move to
play
make.
yesterday? He didn't get on.
He gone.
He go and get
He
it.
Bro,
gone.
go
He
City.
gone.
Go City.
Oh, no.
Go City.
So he can be this boring touch.
Him and Doku with Haaland. Hey!
I saw.
Let my
Hold on.
boy
I
peace.
saw what Pep did to Mahrez. Stay away
Hey,
from
hey.
Olise.
You know what I'm going to
bro.
go with? He's
Lyes.
a bad man. We just mentioned his team. It's got to be Mateta.
No way.
It's got to be
bro.
Mateta.
Nah, you guys are butchering the
It's
use
gotta
of
be
that.
Mateta.
Go easy in the
Did you
chat
see
here
what-
said that as well.
Did they, yeah? Let me
Yeah,
see.
yeah. Some Go Easy 2.
Did you see what
JP
Mateta was doing?
Mateta.
Nah.
13
Bushido
goals.
Brown as well.
13
Yeah.
goals in his last 9 games?
Yeah, that's
Ended the Premier
that's
League
a bad
season with
man.
16 goals.
I don't know about
Hey,
that. I
that's a
got
bad
gloves in the
man.
summer, man.
Bro,
Nah.
he was scoring all types of goals as well.
Look,
Hey,
man. Look,
Or
hold on.
was it that everybody eats past?
That's what I'm saying. I saw
Who
Gareth.
else was eating?
I saw
Who
Gareth
else?
Bale. No, but there's always
Who-
one.
who's-
There's always one. Gareth Bale. I remember that second
Hey.
season, bro. He came back. It was mid all year, and then the last few weeks, I think he scored 9 goals in
Stat
4
padded
games.
like
Yeah.
crazy.
Kane, just like when he won the. Nah, I need to
Somebody's
see
got to
Mateta.
rise up. Though. I'm not
Crunch
saying
King-
he's a-
Crunch
I'm
King
not
said-
saying
You're saying
Mateta's-
he's a bad man.
to this season, he was a
Nah,
bad man.
nah.
bro.
I'll tell you. he
Crunch
was a
King says the
bad
shirt tuck alone.
You
makes
know what
him
it
a bad
was, yeah?
motherfucker.
When he scored the hat-trick against United, it was impressive. But then when he did that against Everton in that one goal where he megged the guy and then made a pass and got it, Cole Palmer, there were points in the season. Because remember, at the beginning of the season, I was a little skeptical about him. I knew he was a good player, but I was like, how good really is he? The way Cole Palmer went on that little palm, what are we going to call it, palm sanity or something, bro. Back-to-back hat tricks. I was looking at that first goal against Everton tonight and telling guys, get off my penalties. They're my penalties, bro.
Yeah.
You're
great
a
shouts coming
bad man, Cole Palmer.
Two great shouts have
By the
come in,
way,
actually.
they have to have that aura about. They have to have that vibe
yeah,
about
but
it.
he did
as
have
well.
that aura.
No,
Aye.
yeah, of course. That's why it's going. because-
Mohamed Kudus.
Good one.
Sitting on that chair,
Yeah,
the
good one.
celebration.
Good one.
Cameraman, give me your thing. That
good one.
I can't lie. And some of the
good
goals
one.
he scored, the bicycle kick the other
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Yo, Kudus.
That's a good one. I can
Kudus
see
is
people
a
saying.
great
I can
shout.
see people saying Ollie Watkins, but
Nah,
he doesn't
ain't
make
a
the
bad
criteria, man.
Yeah.
Ollie Watkins, he's like a.
He's like a good dude.
He's a
good dude.
conventional
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Al
Hard
Gordon.
working.
He's a bucket getter.
Yeah.
You know,
He's a-
you know who at one point I was looking at?
Al Horford, sorry. Al Horford.
It's not
Ollie
Ollie-
Watkins.
Oh my god.
ridiculous. Hey, leave it to the NBA.
Yeah. That's an Al. Oh my god.
Konsa might be Al Horford, bro. Douglas Luiz is Al Horford, bro.
Just straight up.
Man said Al Horford, bro.
Nah, that's crazy.
Wow.
You know who at one point I was looking at like,
I just saw
damn.
big and light skin.
First 5-6 weeks of the season, Paqueta, when he
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
Anfield, when he hosted Chelsea,
Yeah.
and he was just playing on vibes.
Last like the month.
needs to-
he was-
Yeah,
needs
no,
to
but the
just-
beginning of the season.
Yeah. He's in trouble now.
Yeah,
though,
he
boy.
needs to join Tonali in rehab,
bro. Rehab, bro. This guy's good about to get his career
You're
done.
gonna have a lot of time for rehab, bro.
Yeah, you see some of the challenges I was seeing,
Bro.
I said, yeah, you're not even good at disguising this shit, bro. Like,
He's literally a bad
You know,
man.
he is literally a bad
I
man.
think Kobe deserves a shout as well, bro.
Probably, oh yeah.
I think, but it may,
definitely.
yeah, I think because it's Premier League, some of that obviously FA Cup
Nah, he's
was
a
in it as well. But
bad man.
that's a bad boy. No
That's a
Diddy,
bad
though.
motherfucker.
Couple other
Do you know what I
shouts?
mean? No, I'm not talking about P Diddy's bad boys, by the way. Do you know what I'm
Oh,
saying? I'm talking about bad boy.
whoa. Couple
You know
of
what I
other
mean?
shouts,
Not bad
though.
boy records.
Couple of other shouts. Alexander Isak, does he qualify?
He does. He does.
Yeah,
He's
for
got that.
the last
about
2
him.
months, he was a bad boy. Yeah, bad man.
He's got that still.
And final one, I think that's worth mentioning, Trossard.
Nah,
Ooh.
stop.
Trossard's
Trossard's a bad man.
No, he's not a bad.
Nah.
He's not a bad man. He's just like he's a clinical guy. You get me? But he's not a bad man. You gotta know what I mean. Bad man.
Hey,
ain't
Arsenal
enough-
fans are trying.
There ain't enough dudes in the league that I can really say.
Yeah, I
is
mean,
a
Mateta tucked in
bad
that.
man.
Mateta tucked in that shirt and turned
This is a
different.
great one. This is a great one, actually. And it's not maybe for goal scoring purposes, but Neil Maupay.
He's turned into
No more, hey.
bro.
He's gone though. He left Brentford.
Yeah, I know.
If there's someone who's going to challenge for the BMF title, it's got to be
Nah, I know we're misusing the word BMF here. Nah. He's just a troublemaker, bro.
You know what? You're
He's
right,
the
you're
Patrick
right.
Beverly. We would never call Patrick Beverly a bad motherfucker, bro. That's what Neil Maupay is, bro.
You know what? Patrick Beverly.
That's what Neil Maupay is, bro. Lance Stevenson. That's Neil Maupay.
That's the better one. Lance Stevenson's
Just
better.
a shit house.
That's
Lance
a great
Stevenson,
one.
that's Pat Beck.
Bowling into people's ears, bro.
Yeah. Lance
man.
Stevenson's a good one.
Well, listen, people. That will be
Feel like
all
laughing as if he
today.
don't look like Pat Bev, by the way.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
As
don't
if
do
he's
that.
the
I'm trying to move
This
on.
guy's having a laugh. Can I say one last thing though? By the way,
I have one
Go
more
for
thing
it.
to say as well.
it's
Go
about
for
the
it.
United game.
Go for
Back
it.
to the United.
Go for it.
I know we briefly touched on it, but Wan-Bissaka in that game, a lot of people are forgetting that might be his last game for Man United. You know what I mean? We'll see. I said as a backup, I made a tweet that my respect went way up for him this season as a backup player. It's not his fault, by the way. Luke Shaw can't stay fit. It's not his fault. Malacia has not had a training session this season that we've seen so much of him playing at left back and stuff. But Wan-Bissaka, bro, Doku was trying to do this, shimmy, brother. Wan-Bissaka sees that all the time. Stormzy just opened up a pitch.
Murky FC.
Murky FC. There's bare Dokus there. There's bare Dokus there. Wan-Bissaka's from Thornton Heath, Croydon
They're
side.
used to that.
Doku can do that.
Normal.
Listen, he's had Doku, he's had Sterling, he's had Mane. Who else has he had on his blade?
Neymar, Mbappe.
Neymar, Mbappe.
Yeah.
We're looking for one more stone.
Yeah.
Mitoma, he cooked
Mitoma.
Up, he ended that real quick. Yeah.
We're looking for one more stone, Lyes.
Who's the last one? Oh,
Vinny.
we
One
might
day.
never see that though. I can't lie.
Vinny. We need to finish that off.
Careful what you wish for.
To finish that off.
Careful what you wish for.
Vinny.
He might never recover.
We looking for
He
you,
might never
bro.
recover from that one.
We looking for you.
Chill.
We looking for you.
Voices in
We
the
look-
air.
Oh, come on,
Hear them loud and clear.
He got
Telling me to listen.
He got so bored he went left back to lock Salah.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said, "You know what? I ain't had this matchup.
Yeah.
Let me go down there and lock you up
He's
too."
just experimenting. at this point.
Vinny.
Chill, man. Chill. So,
One day-
he's going to say something as well.
Yeah. Obviously, Vincent Kompany is on the cusp of joining Burnley.
That is a crazy.
It is crazy, and I can't lie. Like, I hope he succeeds at Bayern.
Yeah.
And I understand why. Obviously, if you're at Burnley and Bayern come calling, obviously you're gonna go. He's been given a lifeline in his managerial career.
Who?
Kompany. But what I will say is, I can't lie. There's a part of me that doesn't rate the move. Like, I don't rate him for it, because Burnley this season had numerous. Oh no, I
Go on.
get why he did it, but there's also a part of me that's like, damn,
You
really?
run away.
Burnley
You run
could
from
have
the grind.
fired you multiple times this season.
And they stuck with you.
They stuck with you because they had this long-term goal that, okay, we're going to go back down with you. We're going to continue rebuilding in you. We're going to keep investing in you. And you're going to bring us back up, and we'll be better for it, even though we got relegated this time. And I'm not trying to say you owe them loyalty, because football is a business at the end of the day. But there is a part of me that's
Slightly backdoor move.
seeing him dip at the first opportunity. And now Burnley, they might have thought to themselves, oh, let's go hire like a Sean Dyche-esque coach to, salvage the season, keep us in the Premier League, and then next season we go again. No, they said, we're sticking with you. There's a part of me that doesn't like it, I can't lie.
I hear, but
let me say this as well, too.
Bayern come calling,
Here's what I will say. You're at Bayern now. It's a huge move for you, but let's not all pretend, it's just going to be sunshines and rainbows for Vincent Kompany at Bayern.
No.
Bayern's a tough job. There's a reason why everybody is declining them at this moment, and you're the one that they kind of fell back on.
Yeah.
Don't succeed at Bayern after just being relegated from the Premier League.
He'll be fine. He'll fall out a better job than Burnley, bro. He probably will. When you go from Bayern,
That's
he'll
the
fall
only
out
thing
a better
I
job
thought.
than
If
Burnley.
he fails at Burnley
he's
and
aiming
then
the
at
upwards.
Bayern, don't last the season longer. Last more than the season at Bayern.
Bro,
he
you
has
guys
to.
gotta remember this, right? In the Championship, right? Burnley had 101 points. Burnley lost 3 games in the Championship. Go and look at when the last time that had happened. 3 games. Do you know how hard it is to lose only 3 games in the Championship?
I did it with
They
Charles.
scored so many goals.
manager.
The football that they played was actually very good. When he had, you can argue they assembled up there with the best talent in the league. Now he's going to another team. I'm telling you guys,
I think he
Kompany's
going to
do a job.
Yeah, I think
Kompany
he
is
could.
going to do a job.
Hold
at
on.
Bayern.
He has. Hold on.
He's bringing that
But
title
he-
back.
but-
He has to though. He has
season.
no. But my point is.
What do you mean?
No.
If they
Hold
don't-
on. There should be
I'm
no
gonna-
him. There should be no
I'll
him
fly
whatsoever.
to Germany and link H Kane. You know.
Yeah. There should be no him.
Hey, Kompany.
No.
Come bring that medal.
Bayern Munich must win the Bundesliga next
They
season. They have to.
Vincent
I don't want to
Kompany
hear
will
anything about Kompany. It's his first year up. I don't want to hear any of that. Bayern Munich must win the Bundesliga next
They will.
season.
Vincent Kompany will deliver.
Let Harry Kane go another year without winning the Bundesliga. Let that happen.
He will deliver it, bro.
Before
Vincent Kompany.
I do agree, though. I do think he will do a decent job. I don't know if it'll be the first time round, though. But before we do sign off as well, I do think there is one more champ of the season I want to give. And for this one as well, I want us all to stand up and give a standing ovation. And I want you at home to stand up and give
Hold
a
on a
standing
minute.
ovation.
Who is this?
If you haven't liked this video already, this guy is going to be the reason why you like this video, because I feel like we have to give a champ of the season for a guy who played his last game for Real Madrid.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Cruz.
Oh, yeah, well done.
Tony fucking Cruz. It has been a pleasure. It has been an absolute pleasure watching this brother play football, bruv. One of the all-timers that this game will not forget, bro. One of the greatest
Should have been here, mate.
midfielders. What did you say? Should have
been
been?
here.
No, he shouldn't have. So he could end up like Schweinsteiger.
Yeah.
No, thank you. He is going out right at the very top. And I think what you said as well on your other show as well was brilliant, where I think him signing off at this level is only going to increase his legacy afterwards.
sure.
And I've always thought he's one of those players that gets overlooked because he's in such a era of so many midfielders, if you like. But I feel like now we're almost going to sit back and take stock and be like, you know what? This guy actually does sit there with the all-timers, table one, whatever you want to call it. But what a player, man. And
Thanks.
Euro 2004, he's going to be there, and that'll be his last
Euro
tournament.
2024, yeah,
Euro
yeah,
2024?
yeah, it's the
so,
last one.
listen, man.
At home.
One of my favourite players, I think anybody who enjoys football has enjoyed Tony Cruz at one point or another. Do you know what I mean? So,
Agree, mate.
big him up. And also, big up Manscaped as well, who've obviously sponsored this episode of the
Be careful, though. It's
season.
flimsy.
You know what I mean? Comes with the beard hedger, which is obviously the beard trimmer, the elitist one. If you're wondering how this beard comes about every day, it's done through that. The Shear 3.0 as well, 5-piece grooming kit for your nails as well. As you can see, nicely and groomed. Comes with the boxes as well, the 2.0 as well. So make sure if you guys want to use the Manscaped equipment and you guys want to be just as fresh as us, summer's coming, Father's Day's coming, plenty of things to look forward to. 20% off. Use the link in the description. FCM is the code to use. And guys, that is it from us this season. And as you can see there, the boys are leaving with something. We hopefully will be back very shortly for the Euros as well. So make sure you're staying locked into that. Make sure you're following all the socials as well. Make sure you're following DR Sports. Make sure you've got your notifications turned on. There will be stuff coming over the summer. Make sure if you are around in London on Tuesday or Wednesday as well, me and a few of the boys are going to be at an Adidas event. Make sure you guys come and check us out
Check
for
it
that
out
as
on
well.
Dice.
We'll be doing a live pod there pretty much.
Check it out on Dice. If you want to see an FCM live show, we will be doing a live show at Protein Studios. Go on Dice and sign up on the link. There's still tickets going, so make sure you guys go in there, man. There's only, I think, about 150 to go. So, yeah, you guys hit that up.
Yeah, so make sure you guys are there
6
as well.
p.m. Tuesday and
Appreciate
Wednesday.
everybody who has joined us this season as well, who is new to the movement. Those of you who have come over with us as well, we appreciate you. You are what makes the movement at home. So big up everyone. Make sure you guys smash the like button on the way out as well. Still hasn't hit 1,000, guys. Come on, man. What are we doing here? But appreciate everyone who's been here. Till next time, peeps. Take care. Peace.
The weekend roundup is live here at Tocker Social on the 3rd of June. We're gonna be here cooking people for days. It's gonna be a madness. Ange, Poch, Robbie with Arsenal. You guys need to be getting your tickets. We're gonna be doing a live show. We're playing games, watching England play as well. It's gonna be a madness. Make sure you're here for it live.